And hello, welcome to Wrestling and a Movie. I'm your host, AJ, and this is
the co-host, Aries Perez, El Sazón del Caribe.
And tonight we are watching the 2008 movie starring Mickey Rourke in one of his best performances as an actor, The Wrestler, which follows the life of Randy the Ram Robinson. So, before we get into more deeper details into the film, let's go right to the poster. There it is. Witness the resurrection of Mickey Rourke in their deeply affectionated film. So let's go right into the trailer. And then you know what we do.
Great to meet you.
1, 2, ram!
Really good. You really brought it.
Thank you, thank you.
You hang in there. You got a lot of ability.
Have you ever seen a one-trick pony and feel so happy and free? If you ever
I was wondering if I could get some more work.
All I got is weekends. Isn't that when you sit on other dudes' faces?
Have you ever seen a one-legged dog?
Have a beer with me?
One
beer.
If you've ever seen
You have a daughter?
Oh, my daughter, she don't like me very much.
You should call her.
and you seen me.
What do you want from me?
I'm an old, broken-down piece of meat, and I deserve to be all alone. I just don't want you to hate me.
And before, and you seen me, but I
2 words. Rematch.
Bring it. You know, with a little luck, this could be my ticket back on top.
Tell me, friend, can you ask for anything?
80s man, best ever.
Guns N' Roses.
Crew.
Yeah, then that Cobain had to come around and ruin it all.
90s sucked.
90s sucked.
These things that have comforted me, I drive away. My only faith's in the broken bones and bruises I display.
You know, the only place I get hurt is out there.
I'm really here.
This life you can lose everything you love, everything that loves you. A lot of people told me that I'd never wrestle again. The only one who's going to tell me when I'm through doing my thing is you people here.
Now, what do you think? What do you think about this? Eh? That'll work. Come here.
And we are back. Let's get our asses back on here and show our sexy faces. There we are. All right. So I love this movie. I saw it. My co-host hasn't. Once again, I have to take slack for this guy. But you know what? This is actually great because Aries is a professional wrestler. At one point, I was for a short period of time, but he's currently actively a wrestler. So I'm going to read the plot, and then I'm going to give it to Aries after I read him the plot and tell how he feels about that, and then I'll go into what the movie was, what I got from it, and then we go from there. So the film follows the life of Randy the Ram Robinson, a professional wrestler who was once a major star in the 1980s, but is now well past his prime. Randy's body is breaking down from years of wrestling, struggles with his health, which includes a heart that nearly killed him. Randy lives currently in the film. He lives in the trailer park in New Jersey and works part-time at a supermarket to make ends meet. Despite his deteriorating physical condition, he continues to wrestle on the weekends in small independent shows. His life outside wrestling is lonely and bleak. He tries to form a relationship with a stripper named Cassidy, who likes Randy, who, like Randy, is past her prime in her profession. She also struggles with demands of her job and the difficulty of forming a meaningful relationship with Randy. Randy attempts to recover his relationship with his estranged daughter, Stephanie, who he abandoned during her childhood. However, his efforts are met with resilience, anger from Stephanie, who resents him for his absence and the way he neglected her. After suffering a heart attack following a particularly brutal match, Randy is advised by his doctors to quit wrestling. He tries to adjust to life without wrestling, taking up more hours at the supermarket and attempting to rebuild his relationship with Stephanie. However, he finds it difficult to let go of the wrestling identity and struggle with the emptiness and lack of purpose in his life outside the ring. In the end, Randy decides to return to the ring for a high-profile rematch against his old rival. Despite his doctor's warnings, he feels that wrestling is the only thing that gives him life and meaning, and the film concludes with Randy performing his signature move, the Ram Jam, despite experiencing severe chest pain, leaving his ultimate fate open as it fades to black. So, what's the theme? Aging, immortality, identity, and legacy, as well as loneliness, relationships, redemption, and sacrifice. What do you think about that?
I think it's very real. I think he did a great job actually portraying what it's like to be someone who's past their prime. I think like it's more accessible now to the public with Dark Side of the Ring and all that kind of stuff. And you see people that live this exact life. Like freaking Brutus the Barber Beefcake was really bad. Like some what's his name? Buff Bagwell. Like all these guys.
Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn. Yeah, all these guys that.
Every time when I read this, I even watch the movie.
Yeah, like all these guys, like they've been through that, and I've heard and I've watched those Dark Side of the Rings. It's very real, and I completely understand wrestling giving its life meaning because that's what it does for mine. Like I don't even. It's hard to let go when you feel like you can still go.
Oh yeah. So there's a particular scene where him and his opponent this is the best part. Him and his opponent are shopping at a dollar store to buy hardcore gimmicks. I'm talking like those Looney Tunes. Like, and it was funny. You saw it in the trailer. That's a legit scene. It's a whole scene as they're like shopping for these weapons, and and sadly, I've done that before. I went to Dollar Tree. I bought these fucking. So as I sit there, I'm like, oh fuck me, man! I've done the same exact shit this man has done. This is sad, like. It's definitely a cautionary tale on a wrestler who couldn't find anything outside. It's I really don't want to compare it, but I guess I can't. I guess I have to a little bit. It's like almost when someone comes back from the military, and all they known was the military.
Right.
And now they're out in the real world, and they know what the fuck they're doing. It's pretty. And if you think about it, a lot of people that were in the military converted over to professional wrestling.
Yep, because it's similar.
It's similar in the brotherhood that they left. Only one difference is a lot more backstabbing in wrestling than there is in the military. Yeah. So personally, it has got a shit ton of nominations. Mickey Rourke went through a lot of training for this. Actually, he didn't a lot of the shit he did.
He trained at Pops' school. Rest in peace. Alpha, but he trained at Alpha School in Pennsylvania to get ready for this movie.
Oh yeah, the best part.
Pops beat the crap out of him while he was there. It was great.
Well, you actually heard something really funny. Guess who originally was offered the role for Randy the Ram?
Who?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god, I can't see it.
So here it is. So the director wanted to cast Nicolas Cage as the role of Randy, but Cage left the project and the role ultimately went to Mickey Rourke. So Rourke as the perfect fit for the role, given her its own turbulent career, personal life, which parallel Randy's story.
Yep.
Which sadly, that is pretty much the truth. The best part, the professional wrestling footage was all done by handheld cameras in a documentary style approach. It was not done by any of those heavy duties industrial cameras, which was great because that's the only way. Because when like I said, I'm telling you, you have to watch it because you don't like as soon as you watch it, it almost kind of hurts you because if you're in the business, it's sad because you can kind of relate to it. Yep. And the idea of a stripper, a washed up stripper and a washed up professional wrestler trying to do a love story was the most out to left field I ever saw in my life. It could have been worse. They could have done like a fucking crack addict or something, but
Yeah.
it was definitely one of those scenes where I was just like, I can't believe that they went that route.
Yeah.
But the
I'm pretty
film,
sure I own this movie. I got it as a gift years ago, but I'm pretty
and
sure
you never watched it? Jesus.
No.
Shame on you, sir. You need to watch it. It's a really good movie, and I feel that a lot of people don't understand how good these movies are from like a wrestler's perspective, right?
Oh yeah.
It is a lonely world. It really is.
100%.
I'm married and whatnot, and you would think I wouldn't. I feel alone when it comes to wrestling. You think you have friends in the business, and then you're in it 10, almost 20 years into it, and then you realize you really don't have any much friends in the business. Yep. And I think that's the sad part about wrestling. I mean, it has changed gradually as it continues to grow. The culture's changing, the monetization of it's changing. Like I was talking to someone earlier today, I was like, new people were coming in don't appreciate the fact that wrestling's more of a respect business than anything.
Right.
Handshakes and respect people. And then when people come in with a different mindset, not going to mention names, when people come in with a different mindset and they want to flip it in their thought processes, well, this is not the 1960s, 1970s anymore. It has nothing to do with the year that we're in. It took us a very long way to get away from the carny aspect of it.
Right.
A lot of people are still in the carny mindset, which is absolutely god awful. Let's be real here. But I guess this and the Iron Claw are probably both films are both cautionary tales. I mean, we haven't even covered Iron Claw yet, which we'll be doing that later. But the reason why this is such a serious, a kind of in-depth episode almost for the wrestler is because the message it's saying, the wear and tear of this profession is exactly what it is. It is real. And the fact that people shit on it so much and call it fake and fucking that's not this. I mean, exactly. Look at this, man. See that?
Is that fake?
Oh, and on.
Is this fake? No, it's not.
Yeah, nope, not one bit.
Get in there and take a chop. Let me know if that's fake.
Yeah. So this is where I'm going to let Aries here speak to the audience on his experience of training to be a wrestler. The fact that it is one of the most grueling professions to be in. So I'm like.
So basically, when you get into professional wrestling, you basically have to retrain yourself to walk. It's like you're a baby and you crawl, you walk, you run. In professional wrestling, we do the same. We have to train our bodies. Oops, sorry about that. We have to train our bodies to basically from the beginning, we have to learn how to run ropes, we have to learn how to fall safely. We have to learn how to get hit and not react with hitting them in the face or kicking them, A lot of people shit on wrestling because it's choreographed or it's fake or it's predetermined. But get in there with no training. Go with somebody who's experienced. Wrestling's real. And I'm telling you right now, if you get picked up for a body slam and you get thrown, you're not going to like how it feels when you land. I'm just saying. Get in there with, let me see, who can I mention? Get in there with freaking Brian Cage. Get in there with Gates of Agony. Get in there with freaking, they did a thing where a guy who wasn't trained went to go train with Alpha again. And he asked Alpha, is wrestling fake? And he said, son, come here. And he put him in a sleeper hold and he passed out. Yeah, wrestling's real. It's ballet is real. Wrestling is ballet, but physical. Again, my first injury was 2 pinched nerves in my lower back from wrestling. And here I am still. 10 years later, here I am still. I still love this shit. And I want to do this until I can't do it anymore. I want to be somebody. You know, wrestling is amazing. But at the same time, like he said, it deteriorates your body. But not only does it deteriorate your body, it deteriorates your mind. Not only are you falling, not only are you hitting your head, especially if you do that hardcore shit. I don't do hardcore for many reasons, but that's one of them, getting hit in the head with a chair. All that. Your brain starts deteriorating, not only from the physical aspect, but the mental aspect of, am I going to make it? Will I make it to one of the big companies? Will I go overseas? Or in my case, will I go to Japan? Like, we have goals. Sometimes we think we're working hard and we're not working hard enough. I think I'm not working hard enough. But I just signed up for a new wrestling school. That's right. 10 years later, and I'm signing up for a school. You never stop training. You never stop learning. We got to keep, that's why we keep doing this. Mickey Rourke in that movie quit wrestling and then went back. You know how many times I quit? A bunch of times. I'm still here because it keeps pulling me back in. Because I love it. I hate it, and I love it. People bring me back in, you know? Wrestling. I love it, and I hate it.
And this goes back to what I've said before in the past about wrestling. People are like, oh, it's fake, oh, this, that. I'll tell you this right now. Wrestling is not necessarily fake. It is what I call well-choreographed combat. But it's under the same vein, like he said. He brought up a good point. It's like ballet, man. It's just you're getting chopped and punched and slammed and tossed around. I mean, my body's all sorts of fucked up from it. You know, I'll tell you this right now. I remember, that's why I haven't wrestled right now. I'm still recovering from my own shit. So you can't sit here and do something and expect your body to recover from it very quick. It's impossible. So this is the part where did I mention that that our show that's happening on October 4th unfortunately had to be relocated at the Platinum City Gaming. It is an arcade. Woo! Someone's playing some video games this coming up wrestling show. So we're gonna have all sorts of people there. Aries himself will be there. Aries Perez, Brian Bayside, the Division 0 champion, TJ States. We have the Infinite Plus champion, which will be defending his belt against Aries and 3 other competitors. Red Dog himself, Apex champion, Dante Theo, a Wild Child, returns to action. The debut of the Living Nightmare, Casey Phoenix, as well as the tag team champions. The Wild will be in action. David Mercury returns. Oh, yeah, all sorts of fun, spooky things are going to be happening on October 4th. Make sure you guys are there. Tickets are on sale now. Wrestling at our arcade.
Yep, the dream.
The dream. Well, this is the part where we say goodbye. We'll see you guys again for the other episode. But before we go, we need a lovely impromptu promo that we always have Aries do before we close out.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's Aries. Aries, what is...
El Sazón del Caribe, papi. Agosto 4, vuelvo a Massachusetts otra vez para enseñarle a todos ellos que nadie puede conmigo. Red Dog, I know you've been holding that belt. I know you've been defending it all over that state, but it's time for that belt to see the sun. It's time for that belt to come down to Florida with me. Time to go to Puerto Rico with me. I'm going to defend that baby everywhere, and it's all going to start when I take it from you, October 4th.
And there we go. So we'll be back shortly to do our another episode of Iron Claw. So if you see us in the same outfits, just know that we do bathe. We just happen to be in one of those predicaments.
I'll go change real quick.
All right. Well, this is AJ. This is Aries Perez. This is Wrestling and Movie. We'll see you guys soon. And